Hey, we are live. Welcome, guys, to Chat with the Muskrat. Tonight we have Paula Smith in the house. Hello, Paula Smith.
Wait a minute, I gotta get my hand right. Hey, everybody.
It does take a minute to get used to the cameras being on the other side.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold my arms and make sure my head stays in the same spot.
Well, we'll make sure you're not froze up. We will look like you froze up. So for those of the folks that are in here tonight so far that don't know who Paula Smith is, won't you kind of give everybody a little rundown on who you are, where you're from, and what you love?
I'm just a average person, just like everybody else. From Tennessee, that you could probably tell that by the voice. I love to fish. It's really hard to. I love to do a lot of things. It's hard to squeeze everything in, but if I had my choice, I'd be on the water 24/7. You know, and it's you know, like we were talking earlier. You know, tournaments are okay. I just want to go catch fish. You know, I want to break the Tennessee record. I want to break the world record for that matter. You know, and I'm going to give it all I can. So,
Heck yeah.
I'm just a simple person.
Yeah, we kind of touched on that before we came on live, and you know, I feel the same way. I enjoy doing a tournament here and there. There's some of them that are like charity based or just like the YouTubers tournament. I was really gun ho for that. The Grand Slam tournament. So these different type of tournament scenarios I do like. But for the most part, I'm fun fishing, and I just want to try to catch as many fish as I can. And I love sharing with new people.
Right. And Ken says, well, he rarely catches a fish because he's not fast enough. But he, I'm always chasing the big fish. You know, he just wants to catch fish. I want to catch, and I want to catch fish too. But you know, I want to catch some big fish. The room I'm in now, it's my catfish room, and I've got just about every fish I've caught. Pictures of people that you know I've looked up to, that I've learned things from. But fishing is absolutely my world, other than my grandbabies.
Yeah, I know you made sure we made sure to include them when we was talking about all this. Hey, real quick, Country Catfish with Chuck asks, hey, Paula, what got you into the passion that has raised you to the epitome of catfish world, especially by a woman with passion and being considered the queen of catfishing? That's a long one, but that's a great question.
That's a very long one. I grew up on the Buffalo River, which doesn't have a whole lot of fish. And my first fishing pole, my daddy showed me how to make a cane fishing pole. That was my first fishing pole. And I had two brothers, and they both passed away. And we would slip off and go fishing. And then I picked it. I mean, I fished off and on most of my life, but I was at work one day, and Ken sent me, it was wintertime about 3 years ago. Ken sent me a picture of a fish that was about 50 pounds, and I thought, oh no, this ain't gonna work, you know. So I started going with him, and my first big one was we fight over it. I say 36 and he says 34, so it was in his 30s. And I thought, oh my God, I'll never catch another fish this big. And it's just something that is inside me that I don't know how to explain it. It is a passion. Uh, One of the biggest reasons I do it is because this is something that I have accomplished without somebody doing it for you. Or, Ken's taught me a lot as far as boat safety and whatnot. But, one thing, you have to be teachable at all times. I mean, you could probably teach me something that I don't know now. But I think that, and I'm just going to throw it out there. Everybody knows me, knows that what comes through here comes straight out there.
I do know that.
I feel like that women get shortchanged, not for the fact that, let me just give you a hypothetical example. Let's just say I sewed boats for a living. Okay, I'm going to throw, I don't know, 8 almost naked women in that boat, and then I'm going to advertise it. I mean, what are we doing? Selling naked women or boats? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That to me is degrading to women fishermen. You know, I launch my own boat. I hook it up. I catch my own bait. I cut my own bait. Tie my own hooks. I mean, I do it all. And we should be getting credit for that. And I know this is something that's happened, you know, all the time. That's selling stuff.
Right.
Uh, but now, like if a big beefy guy with great abs was selling I don't know, a fishing pole, would I buy it? Absolutely not, because that's not what, you see what I'm saying? Uh, Women
Mhm.
don't get credit like they should. It's just,
I agree. I think it's tough. My wife likes to fish, and there's a lot of others. Like I'm friends with Betty Jean, even though we give each other a hard time. She's tough. I mean, she's like yourself. She can launch her own boat and cut her own bait and catch her own fish and take care of everything all by herself. She don't need no man to help her,
yeah,
and that's awesome. And I don't know if less women are in the spotlight because of comments or things said or done because of that, or I'm sure we're having you know a lot more women out there that just aren't in the spotlight that can do exactly the same things that you all are doing, but we don't
right.
know about them because they don't want no spotlight, and they don't want any attention
And
because it
I
ends up
don't do
negative.
it for the spotlight. I really don't. Ken says you just
Right.
do it for social media. When I caught one of my personal best, the 88, I didn't put it on there to get the world's attention. I mean, 2 months prior to that, I caught an 82. Nobody seemed to care about that one. You know what I
Right.
mean? I mean,
Right.
it was like I wanted my friends to see it.
Oh yeah.
And,
I tell you what, if I
it
catch an
went
idiot, dude,
viral. And
that's on everything I own. I'll make up stuff if I have to get people to say it. I want to tell the world.
but regardless whether we get the attention we deserve, I'm still gonna fish.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's how. I
it,
mean, that's how it should be. Don't let anybody else take away what you love and truly enjoy doing, regardless of their thoughts or
yeah,
opinions.
they're
That's good.
not. I love to fish, and of course, everybody's got haters. And
Oh
one
yeah.
thing that's killing catfishing to me, um, when I first got into it, I loved meeting everybody, the camaraderie.
Yeah.
And then it just seemed like it just turned upside down. And, you know, the way I look at it is if you cannot be civil to each other, then keep your personal off of social media. Let's talk catfishing. Let's not talk about I don't like you because you got an ugly hat on.
Right.
You know what I'm
There ain't nothing
saying?
wrong with this hat.
No, there ain't nothing
No, I'm
wrong with it.
teasing. I'm teasing.
Just an example.
Yeah.
Let me find you an ugly hat.
No, we're good.
I will show you my. This is the holy grail. Let me see if I can get this right. Of catfishing. This is like
Holy.
the Bible of catfishing,
What
and
is it?
it is full of all the information that I was gonna. I'm gonna start studying biology, not to get a degree, but get a better understanding of the habitat, fish habitat, uh, diseases, and how can we save these fish because our waters are being raped.
Oh,
Um,
it's bad here. Our stretch of the river on the High River, our pay lakes and commercial fishing have put a huge dent in it. And I hear that it's spreading all the way down through the Tennessee River, just as bad.
oh, it's awful. The county, the lake is behind my house, and you cross the bridge, the Tennessee River Bridge in New Johnsonville. It's Benton County. Well, a pay lake has opened up this just a couple of months ago, and I called the authorities that are responsible for fisheries, and they didn't even know the law. Uh, this guy's got 3 boats running, and he said, "Oh, no, 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 no! They can catch more than one over 34. They don't have to kill it." I said, "You need to go back and restudy the laws because commercial fishermen are only allowed one fish, 34 inches or larger, and they have to kill it." Well, I don't want that. I mean, why kill it? Set it
Right,
free.
right. I, I don't know the rules and regulations and stuff that are in place. Here in Ohio too, are always they always seem gray. There doesn't seem to be a straight answer out of two parties, no matter who you ask. I'm talking. I've sat down and asked, Division of Wildlife questions while we were at like a fishing, like Columbus Fishing Expo and things like that. And you'll ask somebody else the same question and you get a totally different answer. And
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
Ken
crazy.
and I are working on some proposals to hopefully get some better regulations going here in Tennessee. And everybody seems to think Tennessee has the best regulations, but apparently we don't. Apparently, it's got to the point where only the fishermen care. Now there are some good commercial fishermen. They are we've got some great friends that are commercial fishermen, but what it's going to take is for cat fishermen and women, commercial fishermen, the commission with TWRA to sit down and everybody get to discuss what they feel, what they want, and come to a happy medium. Uh, Ken and I would like to see commercial fishing stopped in this area, especially on the Duck River, uh, just as an experiment for maybe 2 to 3 years and see if you can see the difference.
See
You
that?
know, and I absolutely believe that the year I caught the 82, um, every week I brought home a monster. Anything from 30 up. That was every week. And we're pulling off the Duck and the Tennessee right now and hitting the Cumberland because it's just, there are no fish. Now, the flooding the last 2 or 3 years has not helped, But we had last year and this year we had some great um, bait hatches, and Ken seems to think maybe 3 years if they survive and we don't have a bad flooding season, that about 3 years the fish will be back in our area. Which they're not, they're there now. It's
Right.
just hard.
Trying to
It's hard.
evading the commercial fishermen is you know is the problem. They can come back and grow as much as they want, but if we don't stop the commercial fishermen from taking them out hand over fist, then they're doomed.
Right. And that's why each state has a wildlife resource agency. Like here, that's what it's called. Other places, it's DNRs or something like that. But that's why they're here, to protect all nature.
Right.
You cannot take a catfish or a bass or any other fish out of its natural habitat, throw it in a pond, and expect it to live, because it's not going to do it.
Right.
It is absolutely not going to do it.
That's right. Well, we got some new faces popping in the chat here, and I didn't really kind of say hello to anyone on the way in. We kind of just jumped right into things. I was excited to have Paula here, and guys, if you guys got questions, Paula has caught lots of giant fish. Not just, I know that she got a lot of spotlight when she caught the 88, but like she just said a moment ago, she's been catching monster fish way before that 88 came. She became catching monster fish long after this. So if you guys got questions on how she does, what she looks for, targets and things like that, because I pick her brain too. Don't be afraid to jump in there and ask a question. But while I got everybody here, I see my buddy Rick Wilson's in the house. We're actually doing some crappie fishing in the morning. Betty Jean's in the house. Ozark. I think Derek stepped out, but he was in the house. Mark, catfish and crappie. Prettiest hat there is. Well, we'll see what Derek comes up with. And until I come up with a hat, it'll still maintain the prettiest hat. But Michael Murillo's in the house. Kevin with Palmetto Cats. James Dockery in the house. Well, I'm trying to scroll up to catch everybody. I seen Peel and Drag was in here. So you guys did some fishing recently together, didn't you?
Yes, we did. And I'm going to tell you something. He is an absolute gentleman. And you want to talk about somebody with a passion? He's got it. He's got it.
Oh, I just seen Willie Cahoon. I don't know.
Willie's an awesome guy.
Oh, yeah. I like Willie a lot. I like his videos. I know that he's got some stuff going on right now, but
yeah,
Willie is the man. I truly enjoy watching his stuff, and anytime I get a chance to talk to him, I take advantage of it. But
right, Willie. When I first started getting sponsors, Willie helped me out a lot, understanding that aspect of it. And Willie, I'm praying for your mom. I'm praying for all of you. And I'm so happy that when I got home, I seen that Junior Bird was on his way home. I was like, my goodness, what a blessing.
I was going to bring that up. Over the last couple of weeks, guys, I've kind of talked a little bit about my friend Herb, who was in a bad car accident, and in rough shape. His wife also got banged up, but he is home as of yesterday, healing up. We don't know about his foot, and if he'll still get to keep his foot yet or not, but he's healing up good. The guy is tough as nails and in good spirits. And the same thing goes for J.R. Bird, Paul Bird, PB and J, whatever you guys call him. I call him a friend. But seeing that he got finally get out of the hospital as touch and go things there for a while for him, I'm super happy.
I know. I had talked to him just days before that.
Me too.
Over the bluegrass bash, and then the next thing I'm seeing is he's got tubes, and I thought, Lord, what in the world has happened? But when I seen that today, it was just I got a smile from ear to ear, because he fought a heck of a battle.
Yeah.
He fought a heck of a battle.
I gotta say, I was pretty scared there, man. It seemed like, well, he went down on Wednesday that week, and then my buddy Herb went down on Friday, and I was kind of scratching my head, but luckily, these guys are doing good, and
Yeah.
they'll be able to get back on the water soon, hopefully, and get back to doing what they love, and we'll be able to enjoy more time with our friends. Uh-oh. Somebody said Paula Loretta Lynn Smith, JP3. Somebody spying on you.
Who?
John Patrick III said Paula, and he's called you Loretta Lynn Smith.
Is it because I sound like her, or does she sound like me?
I don't know. I know you said you was talking about it earlier, working.
Yeah, I work at. They have the big motocross there every year.
Yeah.
I don't work that area. I work behind her walls, her gates. But
hey, so before it gets too far away, there was somebody that asked. I think it was Chad asked, "What's your favorite type of fishing? Whether you prefer anchor, drifting, or dragging?"
I like them all.
Yeah. So
I like them all.
Yeah, it's the same here. Different conditions call for different.
Wintertime, I'm going to be anchored. Summertime, I'm going to be drifting and dragging, bumping. If I have a lot of activity, I'll spot lock and throw some out. If we start catching, then I'll anchor down right there. But I like, as long as I got a fishing pole in my hand, I love it.
Shoot, somebody I just saw it right here. Kevin, Palmetto Cat says, what do you see being done to encourage more women to start fishing? That's a great question.
What do you say?
What do you see being done, or do you see anything being done to promote or encourage more women to take on catfishing?
I think what would help would get women get support from these big companies. Like Steve Douglas, he sponsors me. He don't sponsor me for the heck of it. He believes in me, and I went fishing with him about a month ago, and I clung to every word he said.
Mm-hmm.
And I messaged him Sunday on the Cumberland, and I said, "Did you say that spot you fished years ago?" And I knew exactly where it was. I told him. He said, "Yep, that's it. You got to listen and learn."
Mm-hmm.
And it just takes companies to recognize. Some women just do it. I think it is. I'm gonna have a whole lot of haters now. Fishing is fishing.
Tell like it is.
You're not gonna see me out there fishing in my bikini, holding a fish up that looks like I don't have a top on, because that's not what fishing is about. It's about that fish. It's not about, I want to get people to like my page or to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So let me, add a little sex into this.
Right.
That's what women are messing up, in my opinion.
It also takes it's a responsibility of the men in the sport as well. That when they see a female in the sport, that they don't just, start asking stupid questions or, be harassing, they say, "Hey, there's a new girl in fishing." And then if she's pretty, that's even worse. And if she's really good looking, that's really, really bad. And she doesn't get taken seriously. She becomes, like you said, an item. And it's very discouraging.
It is. It's discouraging, and I'm older than dirt, actually. But I was scrolling through my pictures, and I found a picture of me in a bikini, and course, the first thing running through my mind is I'm gonna post this picture and then post a picture of me, with my hat on and my fishing clothes, and say, you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
I can put
I
a
do.
bikini on. I'm older, but I can still wear a bikini. But
I can wear a bikini. It's not going to look good though.
it's the point is this is about fishing.
Right.
It's about recognition, and I'm not talking about I'm the best fisherman in the world or anything like that, because I am far from it. I've got lots to learn and can't wait to learn it. But I just
That's
think
why
that
we.
these larger companies need to pull away from the sex appeal to sell their product, and show a woman out there driving a boat, show a woman
Right.
out there slinging that rod out there,
Yeah.
show a woman reeling in a fish, launching her boat, cutting her bait, catching her bait, throwing her bait net. Show that,
Right.
because what's the difference from you doing it and me doing it?
None. I
You
mean, it
know,
shouldn't be.
and I'm just a big tomboy too, so I've probably got stronger views on it than most people. But
Well, and but that's how things come to light, and that's how things end up, evolving as
right,
somebody's
I
passionate.
want, I want to get credit for fishing, uh, not her husband put her on that because he was the game warden. Believe you me, Ken did not jump in the water, go down, hook a fish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got
Yeah.
a lot of that. Uh,
Well,
I want to be recognized as an angler
for those of
and
us
a
that
dadgum good
have
one.
followed you
You
for a
know,
while, or know anything about you, know that your skill and your ability to find fish, catch fish from start to finish is nothing to be. I think somebody in there even commented, the threat when Paula Smith pulls up for a tournament, and that's, you to me,
I appreciate
that would be,
that.
oh crap, it'd be an oh crap
You
moment for
know,
me fishing against you, like, when
my
we.
my father passed away when I was 18, and I would give anything in this world if he could see, if he was here, just to see that, hey, I did what you thought I would do. He knew I
Right.
was going to grow up and be a tomboy, drive a tractor, bush hog, take a boy's job, or, you know what I mean?
Right.
Um, but it just, women don't need to get discouraged. I'm not, you can either like me or not like me. I'm still going to fish.
That's right.
You
So here's
know,
a
I'm
question. Here's a question that came through chat. I caught it on the way through. I think it was Ozark asked, "What's your favorite bait?" If you had to pick one.
gizzard shad, fresh, live gizzard
That's
shad.
that's right. That's right. Big old. I tell you what. I went fishing this last Sunday with my buddy Zach Murray, and we was catching jumbo. I mean jumbo shad, like 16
Now,
inches.
I don't
Eight.
like to use them as much in the summertime. I will go to, like if I'm flathead, I will go to uh, bluegill, and I know people hate Asian carp, but
They're good bait. I mean, we don't have them
they're
here, but
good
that's all I
bait.
hear.
In the summertime, they are excellent bait.
Yeah.
I like skipjack, but our TVA plant shut down. They're tearing it completely down, so we don't really have a skipjack run like most people have. I do not like to use frozen bait. I mean, there's times that you have no option but that. Uh, that's where the grandkids come in. I think that's called sweat labor or child labor. I'll carry them over to the marina and let them fish, and they'll catch, bluegill and fill my tank up, and I got my bait to go fishing that night.
Yeah. My buddy Rick in here asks, "Do you fish the Mississippi a lot?" Now, actually, I think I know this question, the answer to this, but
No, I don't. And my ultimate goal is to fish the Mississippi. I mean like immediately within the next couple of weeks.
I know when you asked me about that tournament over there, I was like, "Man, I'd love to go," but it wasn't in the cards for me.
Yeah, I really, really want to fish the Mississippi.
Yeah, me too. I'm slowly marking things off my bucket list. So Wheeler and Wilson was on the list, and come October 10th, those will be fulfilled. So I'm looking.
Which did you like the best, Wheeler or Wilson?
No, I haven't fished them yet. Coming.
Oh, you haven't fished them yet?
That October 10th will be my first go at it. So we'll see how it goes.
I liked Wilson better. I don't know
why. A lot
why.
of people say that. A lot of people say they like Wilson better. More structure. It's a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Easier to figure out, I guess.
Yeah, it felt more like a river than a lake or reservoir. Wheeler, I don't know if you've seen that video where I fished Wilson with Doc and got second place, and then went straight to Wheeler and fished an all-nighter, and then a storm just come from freaking nowhere. And of course, it come out of the west, and that's what you don't want when you're at Wheeler. When you're here at my house and you got a north wind, get off the water. But we had no choice, and this is where I give my husband credit. He's always taught me the do's and the don'ts and the rights and the wrongs on boating.
Right.
I knew that I couldn't get back to the dock, so I had to look for the highest bank, highest trees, and a little bitty slough to where I could try to just ride it out. And there were 6, 7 foot swells, and we rode it out pretty well. We did good, and to me, I was proud of myself because I instantly knew what to do.
Right.
The main thing is you just don't get out there and panic.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, that was some rough water.
Yeah. And I don't think Lyle's in here tonight. He usually does, but Lyle has preached this a lot, and I'm getting on the bandwagon too now that I feel like anybody who's in the boat that is of age, that whether it's legal age or not, that can physically handle driving the boat, and they should know how to drive the boat, because you don't know when something bad's going to happen. Like me and my wife go out and something happens to me, I do have some health issues, but something happens to me, I need to know that she can get the boat back to the dock and, load it up or whatever it needs to be, or at least get me back to the dock to get me safe. But
right. And it's not that hard. It really isn't. It's
for the most
it's
part,
fun.
it's not. Yeah.
No, you have to remember to respect other fishermen. It's not like driving on the highway. You ain't got a right side and a left side on coming on. Everybody going up and down, especially during the summer, and you got a lot of players out there. You've got to really keep your eyes open. But if you pay attention to what you're doing, you should be fine. I mean, I can handle my boat. I don't know why anybody couldn't learn.
Sounds like Kevin has watched your video on your 88. He said, "How long did it take you to get a new net after that?"
How long did it take what?
To get a new net after that 88 tore it up.
Well, I guess he washed it. Poor Ken. Ken said he broke my net. I said, "We'll get us another one." Of course, I'm all excited. And he said, do you see this? He broke my net. I said, I don't care about your net. Look at my fish. And, and that was December the 31st. So we went to the Catfish conference. Uh, no, actually, we went to the bash, and Steve Douglas was there, and he gave me a net, or give
There you
Ken
go.
a net, because he felt so bad. I guess everybody felt so bad for him because he broke his Walmart net, But anyway, we still got Steve's net. I mean, Ken could put me in it and drown me. It's a great net. Um, I've been very, very fortunate. I've enjoyed meeting everybody that I have met, and I've been very fortunate. People giving me advice, and um, not too long ago, I had a challenge. Meet me at Watts Bar. It was, I guess, a sissy girl against a guy challenge, and I couldn't
Oh,
say
that yeah,
no.
I don't remember hearing anything about that.
Uh, Catfish Weekly, J.R. Cochran filmed it. He was on the boat
Oh,
and
okay. I think I
filmed
do
it.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. The guy didn't show up, so I won. I mean, that's basically all I can say.
Well, it says
Uh,
something about your character. You're not afraid. You're
I
confident in
mean,
your ability to fish.
he, well, he called around 10 o'clock that day that we were supposed to fish, and he said, where you at? I said, fishing, where are you at? And, oh, well, we got up early this morning, went shopping, and I said, well, then you lose, I win. Oh, no, 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 how long are you going to stay? I said, I'm leaving out of here at 3 o'clock, I got to get back home. And finally he admitted that I won, you know, but it was a thrilling thing, and he didn't get mad at me, and I didn't get mad at him. We talk, we're friends, but don't challenge me because I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that's good. I mean, that's um, you know, half of fishing, or probably more than half of fishing, is your confidence. You get out there and start second guessing everything that you do, or put too much thought into what a catfish thinks. Catfish aren't humans. They don't think about things like they go by instinct. And so yeah,
right?
confidence will kill you if you ain't got it.
And for me, and I'm sure for a lot of other people, we overthink this stuff. Like all these books over here, all these articles I've read, it contradicts some of the things that I believe, or some of the things that, we do. There needs to be more studies on their habits. Like, excuse me, I love to fish mouse creeks,
Mm-hmm.
ledges. Uh,
So let's say you pull into you put your boat in a new area of the river, and you haven't looked at it on Navionics, nothing yet, and you just put the boat, which is not likely. You're like me, most likely. You're gonna have that all checked out before you ever get there. But what's the first thing that you look for? First thing you target when you're gonna go after some big old fish? Your go-to.
the first thing I'm going to look for is I'm going to see if I see any bait action. If there's bait jumping, that means fish are around. Uh, are you saying like we can't turn on our
No, you can turn them on, but just a lot of people,
the
and I'm
first
guilty too. I got to quit it. I know my spots where I've caught big fish or caught decent fish, and I'll go right to
that
there
that's
because
a
But to go
that's
to
a
a new
huge
body of water,
mistake. Spot going to the same spot is a huge mistake.
right?
Because you get in this rut. You go, that's my honey hole. Let's go to the other honey hole. Them fish are not always going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I look for, uh, I try to gauge my depth and current seams. Uh, I love fishing current seams in smaller rivers. Um, like I said, mouse the creeks, and I don't believe in barge bites. I don't believe if you put a banana on my boat, it's going to explode. Uh, I don't believe in full moon stuff. I just think you go out there, you put your time in, you wait him out. Uh, he was faster than me about 2 weeks ago. I don't know how it happened. I had my head turned the wrong way, but he caught a 40-pound blue cat, and I think it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. You just have to wait them out. Sometimes you never know when they're going to feed. They may feed in the middle of the day. It just depends. Sunday, this is what killed us. Sunday, the conditions was perfect. Overcast skies. We'd had a front come through. Uh, Drizzling rain. I love to fish when it's drizzling rain, and they just wasn't biting like we thought they should. But the water temperature is going down because it's cooler at night now, and like the Duck River, the water temperature is already down into the upper 70s. So the
Oh,
Duck
really?
River ought to be turning on, within another. But if you don't know the Duck River, don't get on it because it will kill you.
No
Uh,
kidding.
yeah, yeah. It is. It runs into the Tennessee River, and you've got the Tennessee Wildlife Refuge uh, on the banks on part of it. But there's a lot of logs. There's a lot of stumps, and if you don't know exactly, like the deepest hole in my area is about 65, 70 foot. When you come around that curve in that hole, if you don't get in a certain spot, because the water's not but about 1.5 feet, and you don't know to raise your prop up, you're gonna tear your boat up.
Huh.
You gotta know it.
Yep, that's for sure. Hey, Justin's Fishing Fetish jumped in there. Hey, Justin. I thought I saw somebody else come in too as well. Um, oh shoot, I seen another question right here. I missed it. I was listening well. Um, shoot, I lost it altogether. So what type of, okay, so I already know this question, the answer to this question, but for anyone who may have asked in chat, hey, there's the question right now. What kind of rods do you prefer, reels and all that? What kind of gear are you running with to catch these Mondo fish that you're catching?
When I first started out, I caught my 88 on a Walmart rod. Uh,
That's so.
I mean, people think you got to go buy these brand new 70, $80,000 boats and have the top of the line this, top of the line that. It really doesn't make any difference if you don't know what you're doing. Uh, Muddy River catfishing rods that's exclusively on my boat.
Mm-hmm.
I
So which
love
ones
his
do you
rod.
like better, the blue cat rod or the flathead rod?
I like the flathead.
Huh.
It fits me perfect. Uh, I love the flathead rod. Now the blue cat, I mean, I love it too, but
Right.
when uh, when Ken's fishing with me and he starts slowing down, first thing I do is like I'm in a tournament. I go into tournament mode, even if we're just fishing for fun. First thing I do is jump down, grab rods, start putting them in rod holders, and you can tell that I line them the way I want them. It's my black rods, and then I'll say, "You can put them two up front." But I'm not that mean to him.
I
he
would.
just he doesn't like, because he was the game warden for 30 years and he did a lot of their public speaking.
Right.
He kind of wants to stay behind the scenes of things.
Yep, that's understandable. Yeah, yeah. Actually, she just commented. Betty had we had gone out fishing together, and I let Betty use one of the blue cat rods for a day because she was considering buying one. I think they were out of stock, and she decided to give the muddy or the flathead rods a chance, and she says she likes them better when she come off the
Yeah.
water.
Uh, they seem to fit me better. They're both the blue and the black are medium weight, I believe, or medium heavy. I think one of them's just slightly shorter, not much, but it
Mm-hmm.
just seems lighter. And as far as reels, Akuma is what I've got on the majority of them, but I'm transitioning right now over to all Casking.
Cascade.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah. I like the Cass King Rover 60, and they come out with that cap scan. I
Mm-hmm.
love that. It is the smoothest throwing reel I have ever thrown. The only
Really?
thing I would like to see is the drag be a little bit stronger. Of
Gotcha.
course, it wouldn't basically probably built for monster catfishing, but,
Right.
I like the way it feels, so that's what I use. Um,
Creole Catfishing asks, what do you think is the biggest mistake that blue catfishers make when they go fishing for flathead? So for somebody that's normally catching blue cats, trying to catch flatheads, what do you feel is their biggest mistake?
when they're fishing for blue cats.
Yeah, so somebody that typically fishes for blue cats decide to go chase flatheads. Where's the challenge? What do you think might be their biggest challenges or biggest mistakes?
Because you're dealing with two different fish.
Completely.
The blue catfish, they travel. Wintertime, they stack up, but right
Mm-hmm.
now they're traveling. The flathead, they're territorial. They're not going to go far away from their natural their natural place. But that to me, that would be the one of the biggest mistakes, and their eating habits are a little different. I feel
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I feel the same way.
you
Uh,
know, and
see, Jim Clark says he can barely hear me. Is anybody else having issues with being able to hear me? I think it's just Jim Clark. He probably just turned the volume down when he sees my lips moving. Hey, there's Doc Lang. We've been talking about you a little bit, buddy.
oh, I'm gonna tell you what, I had a blast with him, and I learn a lot from him.
He's
I will be going back to fish with him.
Yep, he's a legend for a reason. He knows his stuff. That's for sure.
Oh, he's super, super, super nice.
Yeah.
He
Oh yeah.
it was one of the greatest memories that I have with my catfishing. And I'm sure I'll have plenty more. I'm not planning on quitting anytime soon. Uh, but I had fun with Doc. Uh, Next year, I will probably fish a few tournaments with my grandson uh, because he really loves it. And so, of course, I'm not going to do anything dangerous or nothing like
Right.
that.
Well, I can tell you, and I've heard this from several people. I think the first person that told me this was, oh crap, he just slipped my mind. Big Ohio guy, manages tournaments. I mean, runs tournaments, runs a big old boat. Doc may know who I'm talking about. Daggone it, he's running bait companies now. Got some bait working for him. Anyway, he put in one of his first seminars when I started chasing big catfish was even if you don't fish a tournament, go to the weigh-in. If it's feasible for you, not too far away, go to the weigh-in. And after the tournament's over, everyone's pretty loose-lipped about how they did what they did or where they found them or what techniques they used. And you can learn a
Yeah,
lot just hanging out at
but
a weigh-in.
see, for me to do that, that would send me straight on the water. Uh, You know, see, I think so crazy, but I come in yesterday afternoon. I said, Ken, you wanna go fishing? You know what I mean? It's like if I'm not working, I want to go fishing, but it's kind of hard because I got to get up early to go to work. But I get my truck paid for. I'm gonna strictly fish.
Well, Doc has made a full-time job out of it down there in Alabama. So uh, I'll
Well,
just leave it at that.
it the tournament me and Doc won. I mean, the payout wasn't that big because it wasn't a big turnout,
Right.
but I give Doc the envelope because I just wanted the trophy or the plaque, and the reason being is I have two grandsons. Now I have two plaques. If I kill over tomorrow or tonight, they each won. Um, they're pretty proud of their nana.
Well,
You
rightfully
know.
so. Rightfully so. If I had a plaque, I'd be showing that puppy off. But I got to fish tournaments if I ever plan on doing that. And like I said, I enjoy doing it mostly for fun. I do enjoy the competitive side of the tournaments. I am usually pretty competitive. And honestly, I kind of have fun just watching how serious and hardcore some of these guys are. I mean, like they're huddled around the back of a truck like they're dealing drugs, and you walk by and they're talking about bait. They got secret bait.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
It's
kind of
hilarious.
funny. I'm not like that, but it's funny to be part of it and to learn.
Yeah, it's hilarious to get in line to launch out, or you got any bait, man? You got any extra bait? What kind of bait you using? It's like, what are you asking me for? I mean, it's not like it's a secret. I'll be glad to tell you, or if I've got extra bait, I'll be glad to share it with you. But you knew you was going to have a tournament, so why didn't you prepare for this?
Yeah. Jim said he heard somebody tell someone Saturday he was using hummingbird. I think it was hearts or livers for bait. Hummingbird hearts for bait. My buddy Herb that's laid up right now. That's one of his famous sayings.
Really? Yeah, I told Ken.
Where'd you catch him? In the mouth.
I told Ken, I said, we're going to have to break down and buy some hot dogs and soak them in Kool-Aid, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, I'll tell you, when I watched Kevin's Palmetto Cats video on the Kool-Aid flavored chicken, I was surprised. I ain't lying. I've got lemonade and cherry chicken in my freezer right now that will be going back out when I go.
Really?
Yeah.
I've got a freezer full of skipjack. I just don't. I don't want to try this. Go ahead.
I was trying to get it out before I forgot. Doc said, ask Paula what we forgot to do at the tournament. Ask Paula what we forgot to do at the tournament. I guess you still forgot.
Oh, Lord. Well, tell him that my brain is almost dead because I had to work so hard. I have calluses. What did we forget to do? Unhook the boat from the trailer?
I don't know. You got to figure it out.
Tell him I'll remember right before we go to bed. There's been so much fishing in between, it's kind of hard. I'll tell you a real funny story. Kim wasn't retired yet, and I didn't have my boat. He had a bass boat. So all the game wardens, it was 4th of July weekend, they were going to meet in New Johnsonville and launch out there, try to go catch everybody. And I thought, I'm going to hook up to Ken's bass boat and I'm going to go fishing. So I hook up to it and I back it down the ramp. I mean, I did it. You couldn't have asked for a more perfect back up into the water. And I unhooked that boat and I pulled off. parked my truck and trailer and looked back, and the boat was floating away.
Oh boy.
And somebody was out there, and I got their attention. I said, "Can you bring me that boat?" And he brought it back to me. I said, "Do you know Ken Smith?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Don't tell him this. Don't ever tell him this." So
He will
Ken
never
come in
know.
and he said, "How was your fishing trip?" I said, "It's all right." He said, "That's what I heard." I thought, "Oh my gosh."
You were busted.
Yeah, I was busted. But I learned. I mean, it's things like that. You learn as you go. You learn as you go.
He said, Doc said the boat was going slow and asked Paula, did you put the plug in? Did you freeze or are you thinking?
Now I'm thinking,
Oh, okay.
did
That
we
makes more
forget?
sense.
Did we forget to put the plug in?
I, it sounds like it. It sounds like Doc's got a better memory than you at this point.
I can't tell him. I can't remember. But there's
He's
been
watching,
plenty
so
of
he hears you.
times that there's been plenty of times that I've launched out and think, "Oh my God, I didn't put the drain plug in." Turn around. But if I can pull it up on the concrete, I can reach down far enough and screw it in without having to load it on the trailer and whatnot. If I
Right.
if I get to it immediately.
Right.
I have went out of the bay under the Tennessee River Bridge, and off I went. And I thought, man, something ain't right. I'm not getting on plane like I ought to be. And
Yeah.
then it dawned on me, oh Lord! But I made it back to the bank. Maybe it's a girl thing. I don't know. But
Yeah. No, I forgot my plug, and Doc did confirm that's what happened. Y'all forgot the plug.
I
One
mean,
of you.
it's just there's so much you got to,
Yeah.
unstrap it,
Well,
and get
when I fishing with normal, like I'm gonna have my boat out and I'm fishing, like my normal routine, it's no big deal. But
right.
it's when I do something different and my routine gets broke up, then I start forgetting stuff. I get excited. I'm still like a little kid when
Yeah.
it comes, in the morning to go fishing. I'm excited. I'm trying to hurry. I just want to go. And
Yeah.
I'll forget stuff every now and then, but
Yeah. Ken has to remind me sometimes you're gonna have to slow down. This is a no wake zone. I said, why I got to slow down? You know, I'm just gaining momentum.
he said that Doc said that you said shut the boat down, and she laid down over the back of the boat and screwed it in. So
Yeah.
you must have got it, Justin. How did I make you forget your plug? I helped Justin. The very first time I met Justin Mullador, I was actually fishing a tournament with Doc Lang at Rocky Fork. It was a benefit, and Justin come down by himself, and I shook his hand. I said, "Hey, you want me to back you in, get you launched off?" He said, "Sure." I backed him in, and I parked his truck and came back. He's halfway under the water. I was like, "What in the world?" He forgot I messed up his routine, and he forgot his plug.
Yeah,
Hey,
when you start, different people get on the boat with you. You're already kind of jumpy because you want to make sure they get on some fish, and
yeah,
you're in a hurry. You're trying to get this done, that done. You're trying to look professional, not look like an idiot, and I guarantee you, every time somebody different comes fishing with you, it's like you're trying to do donuts out in the parking lot trying to launch that boat, but can't nobody be in sight and you'll do it absolutely perfect. But yeah, tell him I remember now.
oh
But
yeah.
tell him he was a great host.
I think he already knows that. He's probably got a line a mile long of people that would jump the opportunity to fish with him. And
Well,
we had a good time. We had a good time that night.
tell him to scratch that mile long list and put me on the top
Well,
because me and him are buddies.
yeah, but you just went, so you got to clear back to the back.
No, no, no. I'll tell him I'll flip him for it.
Yeah. So I seen a couple people mention a list, and I do have a list. I'm not. My problem is I have a very good list of things to check. I don't remember to get the list, so I need to get it laminated, or I had it edited on my phone, and then I printed it. And now it's nowhere to be found. But yeah, those checklists, they seem a little tedious. A matter of fact, if Skip's still in here, Skip Stewart has a checklist that he goes through. And there's been more than one occasion where it would have ruined the trip if we'd forgotten the net or something crazy. So those checklists could come in handy.
I never leave my rods. I never leave my bait. You know, I got all that covered, my net, everything. The only thing that I have really done, which is a really stupid thing, is forget to put the drain plug in. Me and Kim went out one day this summer, and you know, you've got your straps you got to undo, your little thing that holds your motor out, you know, and he always gets them, puts them in the back seat. And for some reason, he forgot. And I mean, we went plumb across the Tennessee River up, you know, a good 3 or 4 miles, and there lays one of them straps on the back of the boat. And I said, oh man, Ken, you have lost one of these straps. You know, one's blowed off. We've got one, but he put one of them, and the little arm that holds your motor, he put it in the truck, but he didn't put the other one. You know, it's just, you just get things on your mind, I guess. But I will tell you, one of my funnest trips this year, it was raining and we were on the Duck River, and I had 4 poles go down at the same time. And Ken said, I can get up there and help you. I said, no, I've got it all under control. Every one of them. I'm reeling one with one hand, reeling the other with the other hand. But that was one of my best times this year.
Yeah. I've got an old boat. Mine's an 83. And so I got the old splash well in the back with the, like the dry hatch, the dry latch storage. So I can just unscrew it from the top and reach down in there and put my plug in from inside the boat without having to crawl over the back or do anything crazy. I don't think I'd make it anyway. I'd fall right in.
Well, it's not but about, I mean, I know where it's at. I know where it's located. And I mean, of course, my arm has to go under water, you know, about that far, but at least I can get to it. So
right.
If I had short arms, we'd be in trouble.
Well, you're not real tall as it is. So I can't imagine your arms being getting much shorter than they are already. You make me look kind of tall, and I'm not very tall.
Yeah, I'm pretty short. I'm pretty short, but I make up for it in with that mouth.
Personality. That's right. So anybody else got any questions? Oh, here's one. Kevin just popped in here. He says, Paula, when are you going to do a fishing trip giveaway on your channel that he can win?
You tell him to message me, and I'll be glad to take him anytime he wants to go.
Well, he just heard that loud and clear. There you go, Kev.
You know, I've got a lot of people I've still got to take. I've pushed a few off this summer because of the virus. But this fall, I'm going to start trying to get caught up on the people that, you know, anybody that's watching and wants to come fish with me, just come on. We'll have a good time. We'll catch some fish. If we don't catch the fish, at least we'll learn something, right. You know. But anytime anybody wants to go fishing, I'm game.
Betty says that's the other thing women get picked on, is being short in fishing. Because she's short.
Well,
too.
I am short. I admit that I'm short, but it don't stop me from fishing.
Yeah, I ain't very tall either for a guy, but
I'm going to tell you the blooper. Steve Douglas probably killed me for telling this, but we were talking earlier about how to release fish, or, how we feel like we should release fish. Well, I like to put them in as easy as possible, as
Right.
smooth as possible. Well, we were fishing on Steve's boat, and of course, his sides come up almost to my shoulders. So I had like a 30 something pound blue cat, and naturally I wasn't just going to sling it over the side, so I was going to lean over and set him down in the water. And I mean, I was going all the way, and thank God for Lisa. She grabbed my legs and kept me from going in the water. But all I could think about was, I had shorts on, and all I could think about was, oh my God, I hope Steve Douglas don't have a hold of my leg because I ain't shaved him.
Oh boy.
I didn't care about going in water. And then I could hear them all three laughing. And I was laughing too. But I mean, I teeter tottered. If it hadn't been for Lisa, I'd have went in. And, but I just, I don't like seeing fish being thrown in the water, held by the gills. I don't like it. I don't even like noodling. I don't want to cause any enemies here, but I think you're pulling the fish off their nest. You're having to grab them by gills to get them out. I mean, it can't be good for them, and I just don't agree with it. Fishing is, I guess I'm old school. Fishing is a fishing pole, line and hook,
Right.
and boat or bank. I mean,
Yeah. Back in the day when they didn't have that, I mean, because noodling's been around longer than rods and reels, but that was the only way they could do it. And now that we have the tools and stuff that we have, I get mixed feelings on it too. I feel like, as far as pulling them off the nest, I've seen it a million times and heard 1,000 stories about fish that go right back to that hole. I don't care how many miles you took him to the weigh-in, he went back to that hole. I think he'll find his way right back to that nest. But the part about handling the gills, I don't care what you do, what glove you put on, or how smooth your skin is. I think if you run your arm up in them gills, you've done some damage.
you're right.
And,
Right.
we have.
Did you know that older blue cats with size tend to stay within the same area? Like my 88 is probably within a 25-mile radius of where I caught him. If he's still alive, I mean, I hope he is.
Right.
Because people realize that flatheads are territory, and blues just, they run up and down the river. But when they get older and larger, they tend to stay around the area that they're at.
Their range goes down as they get bigger, basically, is what you're saying.
Right. Right.
That's neat to know. I didn't know that.
Do you know where mayflies come from?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't think so.
Mayflies, other than driving you nuts, uh, they lay a little egg, and it sinks to the bottom of the river. It could be 4 foot, it could be 20 foot. It could stay down there for 5 years. It could stay down there for 2 years. But when it's a mayfly hatch, it's usually after a rain. That egg floats back up to the top. It hatches. It makes its way to the tree. They have no reproductive or digestive system. They don't eat nothing. Their purpose is to come up from that water, hatch. Uh, the males go inland, and the females fall to the water, lay their eggs, and die.
Wow. And that's all they do is just make more.
Right, and it's kind of neat because they don't have they don't eat. Their sole purpose is to reproduce, and that's it.
Huh. Chad wants to know: do mayflies become June bugs?
June bugs? No. No, June bugs are those things you tie the string around their leg and they fly around. That's what we did when we was a kid.
Yeah. Mayflies equal fish bait. I'm guessing, Kevin, you're using the flies to catch the bait to catch the fish.
They're too little to put on the hook.
That's what I thought.
But if you've had a mayfly hatch and you go out there and you watch, them catfish will be on top of that water just sucking up the mayflies.
Yeah.
You know, catfish are amazing. They are they're a lot smarter than we give them credit for. A lot smarter than we give them credit for.
I was trying to catch up on a couple of the comments in chat there. They said Chesapeake Bay catfishing said, "Oh my God, we did that too when we were kids. Tie strings to the June bugs."
To the June bugs. I mean,
Yeah.
You lived out in the country. What did you have? We didn't have MB3 or Nintendo, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
My grandson's got everything in the world. I mean, all we had was the great outdoors. You know, we'd catch our June bugs and tie the thread string around his legs and let him fly around.
Yeah, Derek said their only purpose is just to piss us off. It's just to annoy the crap out of you when you're trying to fish. Because I tell you, when they come off and they hatch, oh, it's a mess.
Oh yeah, I can stand to go when it's a full hatch and they are everywhere. It kind of you got to get prepared for it, or it'll get under your skin, you know. But I've never come in because of them.
Yeah. So, well, guys, we just crept over an hour in the end of the show here. Paula, I really appreciate you taking the time out to talk with us tonight and share some information. We learned a few tricks. And man, an open invite to go fishing with Paula Smith. If you guys don't jump on that, I will. I've been ready to go down there for a while.
Well, y'all just come anytime.
Yeah.
Y'all come anytime, and I appreciate being on your show. You're doing great. You're doing a great job.
I appreciate that. We've been having some fun. We've been trying to keep things lighthearted and keep things interesting and informative. So that's what this whole format's about, is us sharing tips and tricks and things that we've learned along the way, and help each other put more and bigger fish in the boat.
And that's the main goal, is to help each other. Always be teachable. You've got to always, I don't care who you are, how big up, the chain you are, you always have to be teachable.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, if you would hit the thumbs up, if you guys enjoyed the show tonight, share some love, go check out Paula Smith's channel. I've seen it posted, the link here, several times. So thank you guys. Had several folks in here posting links tonight to keep everybody in the sharing the bait. So thank you all for that very much. And next week,
I appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you again.
Give us a bunch of good thumbs up.
Good thumbs up. Share that. Take this after we're done. Share it if you got a page or a link, and share it out there for us and help Paula out, help me out. And next week we got Mike Greenwell, Bumping Mike, coming in. So if you guys got questions about bumping, never heard of bumping, want to know how to bump even better, then get some questions ready for Mike. He'll be with us next week. And until then, tight lines and get your fish on. We'll see you next week.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.
See you, Roger.
See ya.